They say laughter is the best medicine. But if that were true, hospitals would be replacing doctors with comedians. And my dad's endless supply of bad dad jokes would have been groundbreaking medical discoveries. Yet, as far as I could tell, the only thing those jokes ever did was cure his own boredom. For much of my life, I never truly understood humor's true power. To me, jokes were just words, something used to pass the time, something people enjoyed, but not something that could be used as an impact or change. In fact, if you had told 7-year-old me a bad dad joke, like my father always did, I wouldn't have laughed, I wouldn't have smiled, I would have just had stared at you in complete amazement how you ever found that funny. But then something happened, something magical. No, something powerful. Humor's power changed my mind, and I'm going to tell you how. Through a story, a true story. I was around that age when I needed a vaccine. The thought of needles alone sent me into a full panic. I cried, I refused. It took 4 nurses to hold me down, and I still fought it. It wasn't until the doctor leaned in, completely serious, and said to me, "Dogs can't operate MRI machines, but cats can." In that moment, I laughed. It wasn't forced, it just happened. The moment I had been preparing for weeks, the pain never came. A joke, a simply understood joke, had changed everything. This was the first time I realized that humor was more than just entertainment. It had the power to shift our emotions, change our beliefs, and alter our experience of the world. And that power goes far beyond a momentary distraction. Today, I will share with you how humor holds power, holds the ability to change lives, and why it is the secret language of the world. I'd like to begin by mentioning that laughter isn't just a reaction. It's a biological phenomenon. According to Harvard Health, when we laugh, our brain releases endorphins, the same chemical responsible for reducing pain, stress, and anxiety. As a result, our heart rate slows and our muscles relax. In fact, the Association for Psychological Health indicated that just anticipating laughter alone can reduce endorphins by up to 70%. And it doesn't stop there. The simple act of smiling, even if forced, can trick your brain into assuming you are happier. Psychologists call this the facial feedback hypothesis. It follows that when you smile, your brain assumes you are happy, therefore making you feel happier. So, if a forced smile can improve your mood, imagine what a real smile could do. I would like you to think about it. Or wait, I just need to backtrack a little, because I feel that some of you might believe that humor is just a plain joke. But no, it is far from that. Humor isn't just about comedy. It's about human interaction. And that could be as simple as that smile. For humor is a language. The only language in the world that everybody understands. You don't need to be rich or poor, educated or uneducated. You don't need to be able to speak English, Mandarin, Afrikaans, or anything and everything. Humor breaks down barriers and creates comfort. Now, I would like you to think about it. Have you ever been in a room where no one speaks the same language as you, and then all of a sudden, somebody cracks a joke and everybody's laughing? Or perhaps something more common that most likely has happened to you. Somebody smiles at you. What would that have made you feel? Well, scientifically, you would have felt more relaxed and more comfortable. This is humor's power. It transcends differences. It connects us in ways words cannot. It can turn strangers into friends, tension into relief, and sadness into hope. For when we laugh together, we acknowledge our shared humanity. A joke in one culture may not be the same in another, but the laughter and joy it brings is universal. And in a world of difference, one shared language could mean more than you and I, nor words could ever imagine. Even in the most uncomfortable situations, humor brings ease. Ever noticed how we are more drawn to humorous people? Well, scientific studies like Science American and Science Direct both conclude the same results. Humor makes people more trustworthy, more likable, and more attractive, for it distracts from tension. It's why first dates go better when somebody cracks a joke. It's why job interviews feel lighter when somebody laughs. However, beyond personal connection, a more secret aspect of humor is also its most powerful: influence. Some of the world's greatest political and social movements have often used satire and comedy to expose corruption, challenge ideas, and unite people. It's why comedians can say things politicians can't, why a single joke can highlight injustice better than 1,000-page report. For humor, such as laughter and jokes, is a chain reaction. When one person starts it, it spreads, meaning it has the potential to create real change. This is all important, but not as important as I'm about to tell you. Understanding humor is like a superpower, but using it effectively is different. Like all superpowers, there is weaknesses. Like Superman to kryptonite, a joke can lift somebody's spirits, but can also break them down. It is known that in every single language, offensive and inappropriate aspects have been sadly included. This could be swear words, racist stereotypes, and more. And bullying has an effect on humor because it has slipped among humor as it is a language. Bullying in humor could be seen as a mean joke that would affect one's mental states. So a joke to one person may seem funny, but to another may seem disrespectful and harmful. That's why humor, as greatly powerful as it is, needs to be handled mindfully. But why am I telling you this? Why do you need to know this? Simply, I am giving you the superpower. I am giving you the ability to change lives, change beliefs, and improve your mood along with others. And no, you don't need to be a comedian, and you certainly do not need to memorize 100 jokes, for you will look dumb when you can't remember the chicken wide across the road. But you can do this. Smile more often, especially towards strangers. You have the power to change somebody's day from bad to just a tad better. You can laugh more. Laughing will improve your mood and your health. And lastly, you can find humor in the small things. Using humor is a great way to break that tension, carve new relationships and friendships, and be more attractive. Thank you.